Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I introduce the Oscar-winning films of 2025 in the simplest and most concise way without spoilers. This way, you can decide which ones to add to your watch list. Let's dive in. Substance. The first film is Substance, a body horror movie. This type of horror focuses on disturbing imagery related to the human body, often showing physical harm to create fear. The story follows a talent agent, played by Demi Moore, whose career comes to an abrupt end. After being fired, she makes a desperate choice, taking a mysterious drug from the underground market. This drug, sold by a shady producer, promises to transform her into a younger version of herself. However, things take a dark turn. The film is violent and contains intense scenes that may be hard to watch.
Should always smile.
IMDb rating is 7.3 and Rotten Tomatoes 89%. While the film's extreme visuals fit its theme, I think it could have been more restrained, especially towards the end. Despite its intensity, Substance delivers a strong message, especially for women, about society's obsession with appearance. It critiques the pressures women face and how they judge their own bodies based on external opinions.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
It's a thought-provoking film, and I'd personally give it 7. Brutalism. Directed by Brady Corbett, Brutalism is a drama starring Adrian Brody as a Hungarian Jew who survives the Holocaust and moves to America, hoping to build a new life. But is the American dream real? The film won 3 Oscars for Best Cinematography, Best Music, and Best Actor, though it didn't take home the Best Picture award. It's a long movie. I watched it over 2 days, but I never felt bored. The cinematography is powerful, the music is moving, and Brody's performance is excellent. However, despite its strengths, it didn't leave a lasting impact on me.
I brought you all out here to join me in looking forward toward the future.
While watching, I kept thinking, this is a great film, but it also felt familiar. Overall, it's worth watching. I'd rate it 7. Emilia Perez. Directed by Jacques Audiard, Emilia Perez is a French crime musical about a Mexican cartel boss who wants to disappear, change gender, and live a new life as a woman. The film was controversial, especially in Mexico, receiving mixed reviews. However, it was nominated for 13 Oscars and won 2: Best Supporting Actress and Best Original Song. IMDb 5.4 and Rotten Tomatoes 72. The film struggles with its identity. It tries to be everything at once, making it feel unfocused. The premise is bold, but it doesn't fully develop its themes. The transformation of the violent cartel boss into a kind-hearted woman feels unconvincing.
You English?
No, I'm not English. Why?
In the end, the film is memorable, but mostly for its flaws. I personally wouldn't recommend it. My rating is 4, but it might be worth a watch if you're curious. Wicked, directed by John M. Chu, is a fantasy musical set in the world of The Wizard of Oz, serving as a prequel to the classic story. It follows Glinda the Good Witch before she became the villain we know today. The film received 10 Oscar nominations, winning Best Costume Design and Best Production Design. IMDb rating is 7.5 and Rotten Tomatoes 88%. Wicked successfully creates a magical and entertaining world. The first half is strong, but it loses some of its charm as it goes on. While I found it less engaging towards the end, it's still a fun experience, especially for younger audiences. It brought out the child in me, and for that, I'd say it's a decent watch, and my rating is 6.5. Conclave. Directed by Edward Berger, Conclave is a political thriller based on the novel by Robert Harris. The story begins with the Pope's death, leading Cardinal Lawrence to gather a secret meeting to elect a new pope, one of the most powerful figures in the Catholic Church. However, during this process, shocking secrets about the candidates are uncovered. The film was nominated for 8 Oscars and won Best Adapted Screenplay. IMDb rating is 7.4 and Rotten Tomatoes 93%.
Should be careful, Thomas.
One thing I found interesting about Conclave is that I never really cared about Vatican politics, yet the movie made me want to care. It took a subject that wasn't on my radar and turned it into something fascinating. That's the power of a good story. The ending is thought-provoking, especially in today's world, where many films seem predictable. Overall, I give it 7. It's worth watching. A Complete Unknown. Directed by James Mangold, this is a biographical drama about the legendary American singer-songwriter Bob Dylan and his rise to fame. Timothée Chalamet plays Dylan, delivering a unique and introspective performance. The film was nominated for 8 Oscars, but Chalamet lost Best Actor to Adrien Brody. However, he did win the Golden Globe for Best Actor. Chalamet perfectly captures Dylan's quiet, distant personality, making his performance stand out. The film avoids unnecessary twists and stays true to Dylan's artistic journey. The movie is long, but it never feels slow.
If you go with Snowflake Storm.
I was hooked from start to finish. Definitely worth watching. Overall, I give it 7.5. The Nickel Boys. This historical drama follows 2 African American boys, Elwood and Turner, who are sent to a brutal reformatory school. Elwood, a good student, ends up there due to an unfair system and must endure harsh treatment alongside his new friend. The film was nominated for Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay. IMDb rating is 7 and Rotten Tomatoes 91%.
This isn't the fight!
One unique feature of this film is its perspective. It's entirely told from the eyes of Elwood or Turner, making it feel personal and immersive. However, while Conclave made me interested in a topic I wouldn't normally follow, the Nickel Boys didn't have the same effect on me.
Remember what?
You really don't remember.
It's a well-made film, but it didn't leave a strong impact on me personally. I gave it 6. Dune, Part 2. This epic sci-fi sequel continues the adaptation of Frank Herbert's novel Dune. The story follows Paul Atreides, played by Timothée Chalamet, who joins forces with the Freeman people of the desert planet Arrakis to fight against their enemies. The movie was a huge box office success, earning $714 million worldwide. It was nominated for 5 Oscars, winning Best Sound and Best Visual Effects. Personally, I think Dune, Part 2 deserved even more awards. The scale, visuals, and storytelling were incredible, making it one of the best sci-fi films in recent years. If you love grand, visually stunning movies, this is a must-watch. This was one of the best musical films of the year. I actually liked Dune, Part 2 even more than the first one. It felt bigger, more action-packed, and more intense. One thing I really liked was how the film combined powerful visuals with incredible sound design. It was truly an epic experience. Of course, the film has some weaknesses. For example, the romance between the main characters didn't really work for me, and some special effects weren't perfect. But overall, it's definitely one of the best movies of the year. My rating, 8/10. Worth watching. Honora. Directed by Sean Baker, Honora is a comedy drama about a sex worker named Annie who catches the attention of a wealthy Russian boy. He tells her, "I love you, I want to be with you," and she replies, "Okay, take me." The film won the 2024 Cannes Palme d'Or and the 2025 Academy Award for Best Picture. It also won Best Director and Best Actress at the Oscars. IMDb rating is 7.6 and Rotten Tomatoes 93%. This movie is very controversial because the characters and situation. The characters are hilarious, and the story creates a unique and chaotic atmosphere.
It's a fraud marriage, and we're getting in an old ASAP.
A wealthy boy falls in love with a working-class girl, takes her away without his family's approval, but his family is determined to stop the marriage. The situation gets even crazier because the family's representatives want to stop the wedding but can't physically harm the boy. The boy is terrified of his family. The girl wants to stay married, but also doesn't want to upset the family. This mix of serious and absurd moments makes the film really entertaining. It's an independent film with a budget of just $6 million, but it earned $41 million at the box office. Important, the film has an age restriction, so keep that in mind. My rating, 8/10. Definitely worth watching. I Am Still Here biographical drama, Brazil. Directed by Walter Solis, this biographical drama from Brazil won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. It's the first Brazilian film to win an Oscar. Story: a mother struggles to survive under Brazil's dictatorship while facing a military invasion of her home. IMDb rating is 8.5 and Rotten Tomatoes 97%. Let's talk about the film I thought would win the international Oscar. Girl with a Needle, Denmark. Directed by Magnus Vaughan, this psychological horror film was Denmark's Oscar entry. Story: a female factory worker gets involved with a woman who runs an informal adoption center. But something feels off, and she starts to suspect that something terrible is happening. This film is based on a true story, but I won't say which one, because that would be a spoiler. It has a dark and eerie atmosphere, and as the story progresses, it becomes more terrifying and intense. Warning: this film is both scary and heartbreaking. Best Animated Feature Film, directed by Zeb Lewis, representing Latvia. Story: in a post-apocalyptic forest, a cat finds itself trapped in rising water. Along with other animals, it must fight for survival. IMDb rating is 7.9 and Rotten Tomatoes 97%. This film is unique, it has no dialogue at all. The only sounds you hear are incredibly calming, almost like therapy. I went into it with an open mind, and I was completely drawn in. The animation in this film is beautiful, creative, and unique. But I feel like it could have been more engaging. Honestly, I don't think Flow should have won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature Film. There were other films on the list, like Wild Robot and Inside Out 2, that I think deserved it more. If I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I'd give it 6.5. Best Animated Short Film, In the Shadow of the Cypress. Let's talk about the Iranian short film that won an Oscar this year. Directed by Shirin Sohani and Hossein Malemi, the film follows a sea captain and his daughter who live alone in southern Iran. The captain suffers from serious mental health issues, which makes life very difficult for both him and his daughter. It's a heartbreaking yet beautiful 20-minute film that explores the effects of war. This is one of those Oscar-winning films that stays with you long after watching it. I hope this video helped you decide which Oscar-winning films to add to your watch list. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie recommendations. See you in the next video.